Hi everyone, welcome to SunwayFM. It's all shining in our studio here and we hope everyone is having a bright and shiny day. I'm Chloe.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Leanne.
And we are the hosts for your SunwayFM podcast.
Before we go any further, do you guys want to share to the audience listening what is SunwayFM all about?
Sure, we're pretty fresh, we're pretty brand new. We actually got together on World College Radio Day to do a segment on the program itself. And now here we are. We are a student-led radio broadcasting station and we hope to bring you guys the latest scoop of the most happening activities and events here on the Sunway University campus, as well as sharing the culture and knowledge of different students. And other than that, we would be airing once every 2 weeks, and once CMCO is over, we hope that we can be on campus doing our live broadcast.
Yes, always remember to keep a physical distance, wear a mask when we're going out, and most importantly, stay at home to flatten the curve.
Yep, and we would also like to give a big shout out to Professor Bradley Freeman, who is the HOD of Communication, for giving us the opportunity to do our very own podcast in Sunway campus. So, if you guys are interested to know more about us, please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more content and updates.
So, in this first episode of our podcast, we will be talking about COVID-19 and how it can actually affect mental health. And we will also be talking to some members of a couple of club and societies here at Sunway University and how things are being carried out under these hard times.
That's right. Now, let's hear some snippets from the first music of the day, which is bi-polarbyresort, a local indie band.
Owe me a soda, and now I'm in love. I might be tripping, it's not how it works. You owe me a soda, and now I'm
Okay, that song sounds pretty epic. Now that you've heard what kind of song that we have in store, we're just gonna straight dive in to talk about the infamous COVID-19. So I hope everyone out there is doing well, because as you guys know, Malaysia is currently under CMCO now, which sucks because we've taken a step back from RMCO to CNCO.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and now it's pretty bad because COVID-19 has actually affect people economically, where people are losing jobs, where there's not enough money. And it really puts a risk on our country's economy, honestly, and the people as well, because, some companies, in order to survive, they have to let go some of the employees, especially the airline company. And One of my cousin, who has been working as a flight attendant for Emirates, you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she currently she used to work for Emirates in Dubai for quite some time now. And I think a few weeks ago, I heard that my family said she got let go from Emirates because the business was just so bad that they have to let her go. And even my other cousin, which is her brother and her father, right? They are also having a hard time right now trying to feed the family because her father, which is my uncle, is a tour guide. So he runs a tour guide business, and because people are not encouraged to travel around, they're just really struggling a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the traveling business is just on hold, and not just the traveling business, like events. My mom, she is a event manager. So she actually have an event. She's supposed to have an event like this weekend, but it's postponed because CMCO and because her bazaar, it's a bazaar. So usually she accumulates like 30 to 40 vendors selling clothes, food, or whatever. And she organizes this whole 1 weekend thing. But now she can't because CMCO.
Yeah,
so she's literally just at home cooking more than she used to. So that's a good thing for me, but I feel bad for her because it's my mom who supports the family, not my dad. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's
okay.
something interesting.
Yeah.
So right now that she is she trying to make any plans for 2021 since now it's November?
She usually because next month is December, so it's already Christmas. So she usually has this like annual like Christmas promotion like fairs at one of her like go-to venues. So she usually start planning like in September. So she has planned out throughout Chinese New Year, I think, but everything is on hold right now because nobody is like sure whether like we're gonna have like big events after. I mean, God knows when CMCO is gonna be lifted because today is like 1,000 over cases again.
Oh,
So-
serious?
1,009 to be exact.
Yeah, it's 1009. I don't know. Overheard my mom.
1009.
Okay. Yeah, 1009. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of bad for your mom. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm sure everyone is
It's okay.
struggling right now.
Everyone's struggling right now, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on traveling, what Leanne just now said about traveling, because I have a cousin. He is working in the UK, and I just contacted him over our birthdays last week, and I asked him when he would be coming back. He said he tried to come back this year, but then due to the travel restrictions, when he touches down back to the country, he has to go to the mandatory 14-day quarantine. So that might be a bit of a concern of him. I'm sure, Leanne, you might understand since your family is doing this tourism industry.
It's not my it's my cousin. She also she's planning to come back as well. I think it's 1 to 2 weeks from now, and she would also have to go through the quarantine. So there's that.
But also a lot of people, because to travel back to your respective country, the flight tickets are not cheap anymore because of the whole COVID thing. Airline tickets are fluctuating back and forth, and yeah, some people who are struggling financially can't actually go back to their respective country. So that's a big bummer.
Yeah, and you know what? COVID-19 actually not just affecting our economy. It's also correlated with mental health issues, surprisingly.
Yeah,
oh, yes,
that's true.
definitely.
To our listeners who are unaware what mental health refers to, it includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. And it also affects how we think, feel, and act. And yeah, definitely COVID-19 has been affecting most of our mental health up and down, back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. But because, in Malaysia, mental health issue is not really a welcoming topic
It's a
to talk
taboo.
about.
It's a taboo.
It's a taboo
Yeah.
because, like, you know how back in the days are, right? Where some families in Malaysia are pretty conservative and they feel like mental health is not being taken seriously because some of them, they might be pretty old-fashioned, and if you cry, it means that you're weak. You have to suck it up and just go through your thing. And you know how some people, when they're too stressed out or they're really depressed, they might have some hallucinations where they see things that's not even there. But but the thing is, if there are people, if they try to open up to their family and friends, they might just be called crazy, and that really hurts the feelings,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why nobody really talks about mental health to their loved ones sometimes because they're afraid of what their response would be. It can be bad, it can be good, but especially with Asian families, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's very hard
true.
to tell.
Yeah, and some people are unaware that the pandemic can affect mental health, like what Leanne has mentioned, and being at home for a long time, especially during this condition CMCO, and not being able to go out. I have a couple of panic attacks during the early stages of MCO, but that we will be moving on to the third segment when we talk about more into detail of our experience.
Yeah, we will touch more on mental health in the next section. So we would like to say goodbye to our co-host for the time being.
Okay, so we'll see you later on. And goodbye.
Have fun with the interview.
All right, now. Thank you. Right now, let's bop to some music. This is Bipolar by Resort here on SunFM.
Oh my god. Weeknights in and weekdays out. I'm pretty certain of what this is about. Talk about love, talk about money, talk about how making fun of people isn't funny. People talk about things and we say things the same way. It's nice you say, yeah. Change, you owe me a soda, and now I'm in love, but I might be tripping. It's not how it works. Change, you owe me a soda, and now we're bipolar. I might be tripping. That's not how it works. Now I know, or should I say that we know, people were made in pairs, but we're like twins. I'm talking like twins, family skin. Don't get me started on anything I don't wanna be in. Change, you owe me a soda, and now I'm in love, but I might be tripping. That's not how it works. Change, you owe me a soda, and now we're bipolar. I might be tripping. That's not how it works. My hand fits your hand, but something just don't feel right. My hand fits your hand, but something just don't feel right. People talk about things and they say things the same way. It's nice you say, yeah. You owe me a soda, and now I'm in love, but I might be tripping. That's not how it works. You owe me a soda, and now we're bipolar. I might be tripping. That's not how it works.
Now, moving on, I'll be talking to a couple of people from their respective Sunway Club and society and see how they're coping with the COVID situation. All right, so join with me right now is Leo from Sun and Yuan and Irfan from Sunway Debate. Hi, guys. Nice to have you
Hi.
here. So, would you guys briefly introduce yourself and your club? Leo,
All right,
you can go
sure.
first.
All right, sure, so I'll go first. As previously mentioned, my name is Leo. I'm a second-year student studying computer science in Sunway University. I'm also the president of Sunway Model United Nations, which is an activity that focuses on simulating the United Nations that is for and by students.
And Irfan, introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Irfan. I am a first year business student at Sunway. I'm the president of the debate club. How I would describe debate is essentially a more civilized parliament. So instead of seeing old people argue in a fancy room, you get to see 6 students argue in a less fancy room. But yeah, that's basically
People
it.
having a good quality debate. So, since both of your clubs are more speech-based, right? I assume that your club has shifted online due to the whole pandemic thing. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how's that going for you guys?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. to be honest, not very well. Well, it's no worse or better than being in person. In many ways, being in person is a better experience because there's more of a sense of community than there is online. So it's been just okay, manageable, but not ideal.
Okay. And what about the debate team?
In terms of debate, to be honest, I think it's going quite all right. We have shifted over completely online, so our trainings are held via Discord. I guess the reason why training has gone so well is some of our club members actually have experience teaching online classes as well, like teaching younger kids how to debate. So it's gone quite well, quite smoothly. In terms of the social aspect of it, I actually found that. So we were in a weird stage, to be honest, because after CNS, you have an influx of students coming in, especially the virtual clubs and societies event that Sunway had. So most of our introductions, in fact, even our AGM, our club meeting to pick EXCO members was all done via Discord. And it went surprisingly well, and the reception was quite a lot. In fact, like Gabby, for example, was picked via Discord.
Many things that go online right now, it's always like connectivity issues. And sometimes some people can actually be really awkward on camera and off camera. You know, it's like a totally different vibe. So I have a question for Leo. So, because COVID has really affected the global economy and international relations, how might that become a factor in the future MUN topic and debate questions?
All right, so it has changed a lot of things, but I think that it's no different to any other crisis.
Right, that's true.
In a way, the old problems have not gone away, and there are new problems that have come about. We see, for example, if we want to take the issue of Hong Kong and then Taiwan as well, that's one problem. And also the whole thing going on in America right now. So a lot of global issues, COVID has affected quite a lot and has created or has changed previous topics and will create new ones, but I don't think it's any different if any other crisis happens.
Yeah, okay. So moving on with, this is a question for both of you guys. So with the social activities and events being canceled on campus and off campus, do you guys see this as an opportunity to get more people to join your respective clubs?
In terms of debate, I guess getting people via online platforms to join debate can be a bit tough, just because like the whole pitching idea is a bit tougher, because during CNS, when you have a booth, you can just like, you can crack a joke here and there, you can make people feel welcome, and then they'll give it a try, because everybody is shy to try out speech-based clubs initially.
That's true.
But once they've signed up, I find that it being online is a bit easier, just because like people feel less shy being vocal via like a microphone on a video call where they don't have to show themselves. Again, I haven't seen Gabby in weeks. I have no idea what she looks like, but I assume that she's not so shy anymore. Only because you have now the comfort of being able to join a speech-based club without needing to actually stand in front of a classroom, in front of your peers and giving a speech. So I think maybe member acquisition is a bit more difficult, but member retention might get better. Yeah.
Because
I
again,
agree with that. Member of...
It's okay, you can go ahead.
But yeah, so member acquisition is far, far, far more difficult without when not being in person. For one, it's because I probably don't have a whole lot of time to explain it, but over the past couple of years, our social media presence through previous administrations of the club has been quite poor, and so we pretty much lost all of our social media presence over the past few years, and so over the past 1 or 2 years. So now, without having that base on social media, it's although it's being supplemented by the efforts of student life, our main point of acquisition was in person, and with orientations and CNF. So without that, it's been quite difficult, especially with our weak social media as it is right now. But I do agree with that retention has been arguably better, if not the same, to being in person.
Right. Because social media presence for any like club, societies, it's important because that's how we kind of like youngsters like us, we reach out to everyone and promote our, whether it's clubs, societies, events, whatever. So it's a really big factor. Is there any other like challenges or differences that your clubs are facing at the moment?
I guess one thing that debate has in the context of Malaysia is that Malaysia is a really active debate scene. We have a host ton of tournaments that debaters attend. And because like we are all basically masochists and addicts, most debate tournaments actually haven't been cancelled, like they've been moved online. So we actually debate via Discord, via Zoom. The challenge in that, besides the technical issues, is simply that I find debating has become even more competitive than it has before. Simply because it being online means more people participate in the tournaments. So recently we had the Asian British Parliamentary Debate, which is one of the largest debate tournaments held in the Asian region. And typically we would only see members from like Southeast Asia and Bangladesh, like those regions. But recently, this year, we had more debaters coming in from China, from Korea, from Japan, from India, and this makes it way more competitive. This year's ABP was actually the largest ever held. So it was although I think Sunway did pretty well, our members got into the quarterfinals. So that's 160 teams, not bad. Just shameless plug right there. They did great. They did brilliantly. So yeah, I would say the sport itself has become more challenging, but like if anything, that just makes people want to debate more.
And what about you, Leo?
I would say for Model UN is quite the contrary, because there's a whole different rabbit hole to go down of the state of Model UN in Malaysia. But in short, it's not good, and COVID has done a big chunk of damage to it. And I think for one of those reasons is that, for one, it's quite a difficult sort of extracurricular activity to get into, and it's not very well known. It's not as popular as debate, and not as supported by the government as debate is, although MUN was recognized 2 years ago by the Ministry of Education. But besides that, for a host of other reasons, one of the major ones being, without the social interaction, a lot of the motivation for Model UN have been, like, the wind has been taken out of the sails. And so going online if conferences have gone online.
Right.
But even with that, some have seen very, very, very varying degrees of success in doing so. And because it's never been done before, it's not very popular to do Model UN online.
Yeah.
It's such a great challenge that, to be honest, it's done a big chunk of the scene, in my opinion. And so that subsequently has affected the club, because there's less for the club to do if we can't send students to conferences, there's less to promote the club on as well. So it's actually been really, really difficult because of COVID.
I guess there is like a downside, and there's a balance between like a good and bad. Like good is like there's more people joining, debate and from around the world, and people are more encouraged to do activities and stuff like that. But on the other hand, being online and carrying out all these kind of conference and like debates, it kind of personally for me, when I'm online, even with class, I get like anxiety sometimes. So I understand like why some people, they kind of refrain themselves from, joining like activities or stuff like that. Yeah. So what would you guys like to promote for your club? Get more people to join.
Yeah, join the debate club.
Okay, I have an event to promote actually.
Good. Go ahead.
So not only is there joining our club, but more importantly, we are having at the end of this month our annual conference, Fun Month. For Fun Month 2020, I don't know how this is going to get across, but the website is sunwaymun.org. So sunwaymun.org is our website. It happens on the 27th to 29th of November, which is one whole weekend. So if you feel like taking your weekend to learn about world issues and trying to solve it, then please sign up. There's more details on the website. There is a registration fee because doing it free has, from past experience, not turned out very well for other conferences.
Yeah.
Or ringgit, that's all. So yeah.
Cool. What about the debate?
Debate, we have no particular events to promote. We have a Discord channel. That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah. I instead of promoting something we'd have, I'll just like give you guys an incentive to join the club.
Yeah.
Debate is always active year round in Malaysia. We have such a healthy scene, so many competitions that are suitable for so many levels. You have novice tournaments, professional amateur tournaments, you have opens. There really is something for everyone, and our club is so diverse and going strong this year. I think this year has been a really good year for the club. We've had so many members despite COVID. If you join, you will be assured a club that is fun to be in, and you'll have plenty to do. And we are really nice people. I think you should join because we are really nice people. Did I mention we have a Discord channel? That's fun
Yes.
too. Yeah, join that.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to check both clubs and societies out. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Irfan, for being here and sharing your experiences.
Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you.
Right now we have Janelle and Liana. Janelle's from Sunway Ensemble and Liana's from the Sunway Women's Futsal team. Why don't you guys... Hello. Why don't you guys introduce yourself and your clubs to everyone? Janelle, you can go first.
Okay. Janelle, yeah. Why don't you go first?
It's so weird. But it's okay. Okay, I'll go first then. Hi, my name is Janelle. I'm year 3 students from communication, and I'm one of the representatives to attend this podcast from Sunway University Ensemble. Yeah, so basically Sunway University Ensemble is like orchestra, but in a smaller scale version. Yeah. Liana?
Okay. My name is Liana. I am in my second year of communications, so I'm basically Janelle's junior in a way. And yes. I am the captain of Sunway Women's Futsal team. And yeah, we're basically just a team of women playing futsal. You know, we have the same passion for the sport. We love the sport. And yeah, it's a pretty fun team, actually.
That's good. So both of your clubs, they tend to have like physical sessions, right?
Yeah.
So
with trainings and all that stuff.
Training, yeah. So with this whole pandemic, how has your respective clubs been handling the situation with the training and activities and so on? Janelle?
Janelle, would you like to go first?
Sure. Okay, I will go first. So actually during the pandemic, our club did quite surprisingly well because we kind of like have a great advisor for us to guide us like what you should do, and we kind of came out a few activities. For example, online workshops. We have few virtual performance which all members will record at home, which is play your instruments, and we have editors to edit and mix it up together. And we kind of did total of 4 performances throughout the pandemic, so it was surprisingly quite well, and yeah, we enjoyed a lot.
Question, with the whole like virtual performances, you guys record it yourself, right? Like individually and then put it together.
Yeah. Well, as for the recording equipment, it's not as good as how those like MV and stuff. We just use phone. Well, I think phone feels fine for us.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm in year 1 of contemporary music, and last semester we had to record stuff and record a video and put it together, and that was chaotic for me because some of us had like recording equipment, some of us didn't have, and the quality was like really different.
Very different.
So
yeah, understandable. We also like that. So well, as long as we have fun doing the recordings, then it's fine. Yeah,
that's good. And what about you, Liana, with the whole how are you guys handling the situation?
Our club, okay, so when the pandemic first started affecting Malaysia with the whole lockdown, I think it was back in, it's in May?
March?
April? March?
I think it's March, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a really long time ago. Okay, so it started back in March, and at first we were all kind of lost because our competitions got canceled, tournaments got canceled, and we were kind of like left with no direction on how to go from there. Luckily, after a few weeks of planning with the committee, we decided that we would have to continue training in some way. And so what we did was basically we gathered me and the president, which is Lily. So the president and I, we gathered the girls, the committee, and we discussed about future plans, and that included making videos of us working out just so that we could encourage the public to exercise and encourage our members to exercise. So at that time, TikTok was like getting, I think, more like well-known, I guess, like popular. And so we were like, okay, why not we incorporate TikTok and make like, little workout videos for everyone. So we asked several girls to basically make TikToks of them working out. And I think we had Carmen do a butt workout, Geeta doing stretching, and basically all these so each girl had their own little part, section of workout. And I think I did some exercises that you could do in the house, because who says you can't play ball in the house? So I just did a few a little bit of simple football exercises that you could do in your room. So yeah, that was how we kind of handled it, and we just posted it weekly, and so it was kind of like a series. So yeah,
that's nice. So do you guys have any Zoom sessions for because you guys usually train on the field, right? So do you guys have Zoom sessions?
Yeah, we actually did. So we were discussing about it, actually. That came up in our discussion. It was whether we wanted to use Zoom or Instagram Live, and we decided to use Instagram Live to basically film live workouts. So, after the whole MCO, there was the CMCO and then the RMCO, and I'm not sure which one came first. I think it was CMCO and then RMCO.
And went back to CMCO.
So me, Lily, who's the president, Geeta, who is our social media manager, and Maisara, the ex-captain, we all met up. So the four of us met up near Geeta's house, and we decided to start a workout series there, our live workout there. So we literally just put the phone on the bench, and then you can see the four of us just doing Zumba like a bunch of crazy girls. But that was really fun, you know? Yeah, and a lot of people actually joined it. I don't think they actually worked out with us. I think they just saw us and watched us
working out.
Watched us exercise and stuff. But like, we just wanted to keep the spirit alive and encourage people to, you know, just because we can't play futsal as a team doesn't mean we can have fun online and like be a team. So we just wanted to incorporate that into our sessions.
Because with the lockdown and people being stuck inside, like study has like shown that like doing sports and staying active can really help our mental health, you know? So it's really good that you guys have been like coming up with these ideas and try to like put content out there and motivate people to do sports and stay active even though we're being indoors.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that maybe let me share a few things. Because of the pandemic thing, we stay at home,
Right.
and then we kind of like all is left is like study and assignments.
Work.
It was so terrible. Like I have no social, couldn't
Life.
contact with friends and like face to face or even have
Oh my
makan
God,
session
yes.
with everyone. I miss mamak session with my members
my God,
every
yeah.
time we practice.
Yeah.
After practice, it's really go mamak. Yeah, so
I know, yeah, same for us.
I think all clubs do that, right? Well, actually, these kind of clubs, things, activities is like keeping us like motivate us to stay at home and try not to get break down easily, cause we get like some other stuff to do besides than just study, because doing just one stuff is just so just very frustrating because it's not going to happen all the time, right? Yeah, so I'm glad that the clubs in Sunway actually working on it, and my club actually did well, and members actually pick up a few channels that actually create their own TikTok, YouTube channels to have their own personal.
good.
Yeah, so when they're boring, they're just like, you know, I'm going to play music. I just don't want to study anymore. Not going to study, just a break from study. Yeah, I really love that.
I guess there is like an outlet for both of your clubs and teams, because on one hand, sports it helps our mental health, and music as well. Music, it helps us to express ourselves. As a music student myself, music is kind of my outlet. Sometimes I find myself, I have like music assignments like all the time, so I'm literally doing what I like. But sometimes it gets stressful over time. But sometimes I find myself lying on a bed, like whether it's like me just laying on a bed, I just start playing my guitar or whatever. It just makes me feel happy, and I guess it's just like an outlet for me to de-stress in a way.
You can try on Liana's TikTok's video. Do some Zumba.
Oh wow.
I mean, we do have some Zumba videos on our Sunway
that's
Futsal Instagram.
Sure, go ahead.
We shall go ahead and take
Yeah.
a look.
Still need to exercise one.
Yeah,
Healthy life.
definitely.
So a question for both of you guys, because I asked the previous pair, because with the social activities and events being cancelled, do you guys have any strategy, or do you see this as an opportunity to attract new students to your respective clubs during like this lockdown?
Yeah, you can go first.
On our part, I think recently there was a Clubs and Societies week. That one we were allowed to go on campus for. We did get some students in, but they were mostly foundation or like CIMP, like the newcomers.
The college students.
So yeah, college students. And yeah, that, I mean, we were lucky enough to been able to participate in that so that we could get members. However, obviously with the continued like CMCO, we didn't really get a chance to train with them as much. And then it is like, I feel like right now, since we are a physical club and we are a sports club, it's kind of hard to attract members without the sport, without trainings and all that. So it is definitely a challenge. However, our marketing team is really great at handling our social media. So for instance, we had a what is it called? A thrift store, an online thrift store to raise funds for our club, and it's called Sunway Women's Futsal Team Thrift. I think it's SWFT Thrift or something. That the Instagram account is there, and that's actually how we sort of engaged girls and other people to be known of our club. So yeah, it was kind of like, it was sort of like a little promo of our club in there, mixed with like thrifting, because who doesn't love thrifting, right? I mean,
yes,
we all love shopping and
sustainable fashion.
Yes, sustainable fashion. Lily is a big advocate for that. So yeah, I think right now social media is our best friend for attracting members, so we try to stay active on our socials. I really do thank my marketing team for handling all that. Every week they come up with some new ideas and I'm like, wow, that's really great. Like, I didn't think of that. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, okay, for me, well, actually, before the break, the close down, we prepared for our annual concert on April. So because of the it's called Rekindle, and we are so excited because this is kind of like a really big concert for us, because all the songs are childhood memories. So we are so excited.
So sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I was like, we are so excited for this because it's childhood songs and we are playing for many people, and then they actually almost sold out. The tickets almost sold out. Until that closed down thing, we kind of like,
lockdown ruined everything.
Oh no.
A bit panic from it. Yes.
Oh no.
And you guys trained for quite some time, right? Because I know like ensemble, it takes some time to get everyone together and put pieces of music together.
Yeah. We actually trained since last year around November, starting from November.
Oh, wow.
November, December, we've been practicing, have sectionals, practice again. It was great. But anyway, we hope that when it opens again, we still use that. We hope the Rekindle concert can be come back next year. But anyway, speaking about new recruitments, well, Ensemble is being established around 13 years, I guess. So we kind of have a bit sound from outside before students comes in. So we kind of have a lot of social media platform for them to share about Ensemble. So it was kind of easy to get new recruitments, as Liana said we had CNS week during the RMCO, and we managed to get a few new players, although we back to lockdown again. But we hope that the new players won't feel left out, and we can have like maybe another virtual performance, I guess. They can contribute also, yeah.
Would definitely love to watch the
I feel like
virtual
it's sort of hard for clubs to keep new members in their clubs from like quitting and like, because like you just joined a club and then suddenly you're like, I can't see the members of this club anymore because of like CMCO. So I guess it's hard for all clubs right now.
I mean, maybe we have like can have like a new members. We actually did like a bonding session online, Zoom, playing Among Us.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Who's the imposter?
Not the new members.
You know, for some reason, I don't know why people always sus me. Like, I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not even the imposter. They keep sussing me. They're like, Liana's very sus. Yeah.
But yeah, social interaction is really important when it comes to like recruiting new members. So I completely understand. Yeah, so would you guys like to promote your clubs and encourage our listeners to maybe join your respective teams and clubs?
Yeah, I
It's your
mean,
opportunity.
okay. It's a little promo here, guys.
Yes.
Free promo here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Sunway Women's Futsal Team is more than just a futsal team, futsal club. We are a community. Most of the girls in our community are either beginners or, you know, just friends of friends who want to be a part of something. And that's honestly totally fine, because I get a lot of girls telling me that, oh, I don't want to join futsal, I don't want to join the club because it's too intimidating, I don't know how to play. If you feel like that, if you are one of those girls, just join the club. Just one day, join our trainings, and you'll see how much fun the girls are. And, you know, like I said, we're more than just training and going to competitions. We actually do a lot of things like the thrift store, and then we have photo shoots. We have collaborations. Recently we had a collaboration with Bougie. Some of our girls got free sports bras, and then, you know, we just promote each other on social media. So yeah, I would say we're a very fun club, thanks to the committee. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. But anyways, if you're not a futsal player, and if you're looking to just do some sort of sport, just check out Sunway Women's Futsal Team first, and you will not regret joining, I swear. So yeah.
Wow.
That's all from me.
This kind of reminds me of when I was in high school. I joined the because my high school, we had to pick sports, so I picked futsal, but it was like co-ed.
Okay.
It was co-ed, and I think there was only like 2 girls, me and like another like 2 girls, and on the team. I got really mad because the coach was like telling the boys to go easy on us, and I was like, excuse me? No, I'm quitting. So it's good that there's like a women's futsal team here on campus. So
Yeah, I find it like it's kind of hard to find a team that's like sort of all girls, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
That's
it's
true.
like, most of the times it's mixed. And yeah, but actually, funny thing, right now we actually, every time, I swear, every single time we join the CNS week, we have guys coming into our booth and just saying like, oh, is there a guys futsal team? And we're like, boy, bye. Like, this is for the girls. You know? It's not for the men. No, we do not want any testosterone in our club. To women, you know.
Not
Yeah,
men.
exactly. And they keep asking us. They kept asking us, and there was like one point we got so many guys like come to our club and like asking, is there a men's futsal team? That we actually created another group to organize futsal matches with the guys. But it was also like a great training for the girls as well, because sometimes like on some weeks we would actually train against the boys, so it'll be a girls versus guys thing, and you know, it's just to see if we can go against the guys, and you know, several times we have won, so I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of my girls for doing that. But yeah, that's basically our club. You know, if you're a guy as well, just, you know, you can DM the club. It's fine, and we'll put you in our WhatsApp group. So
You can just establish
cool.
another Sunway Guys Football Club or men's football. Men
or boys, not women.
Surprisingly, I didn't know futsal, there's girls futsal club, because mostly what I see playing futsals are just guys. Yeah,
Guys,
men.
yeah.
Usually what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Oh, that's like certain for women. It's like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Fine.
good. That's good. All right. So Janelle, what about you? Would you like to promote your club?
All right then. My club is a bit different because if you don't know how to play instrument, we couldn't accept you.
That's so sad.
Sit and sway in the background.
What about what? No, what? No, wait. What about a triangle? Just like ding, oh, ding.
Tell you, the triangle speaks very well. Okay.
Yes.
Well, the percussion group, yeah, but you have to play other instruments or besides that the triangle. Yes. All right. So, as I think your maybe our listeners, you can go to follow our Instagram or Facebook page, Sunyu Ensemble. Ensemble is ENSEMBLE. So, BLE or BEL. I'm kind of forget. Sorry.
BLE.
BLE.
I can't spell no more.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, we posted a few virtual videos because of the pandemic. We couldn't play with you all, so we kind of like have free performance for everyone. Yeah, so feel free to go on and listen. And if you're interested to join us, feel free to PM our social media. Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, girls, so much for being on this little interview.
No problem.
Thank you for having me. Oh my god.
Thank you for having
It's
us.
really fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the show.
Hi.
Thank you, Chloe, for welcoming us back.
Of course.
Yes, it's been fun waiting backstage. So how was the interview?
The interview went really well. So all of the clubs and societies, they did promote their events, their clubs. So for the Sunway Women's Futsal, they actually do have a online thrift store on Instagram. We will be posting that. And as well as Sunman, they have a upcoming event. So do check out their details on both of our social medias. And
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. It's pretty impressive considering that many of them are having their own activities in their own unique way.
yeah, they're just trying to find an outlet to interact with their members and also try to reach out to new members as well. So which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
So let's dive back into mental health. Let's talk about you guys. So how have you guys been coping with COVID and mental health?
Yeah, this is a very good question. I think I'll go first, and I think it was during my final year earlier this year, and plus everyone's in the online semester between April and July, and it was during my final year paper. We can call it the nightmare semester, I would say, and I was having a couple of panic attacks, and like deadlines I keep on going up and up, and all my classmates are really going with the deadlines, and I'm just like stucking behind as always. So I have a little panic attack, and plus my supervisor was a bit of a handful. I was a handful as well.
Oh, no.
So there's a double panic attack, and
dear.
and yeah, it's really awful. But I'm very lucky to have my family with me besides throughout this journey, especially my grandmother. She's my superhero. I can't do anything without her. Every time when I just break down or something, I just go to her and she's just like, okay, man, you just do whatever you can. Just do it. Just do it. Be calm down. Just do it. You can really pass the paper. Because grandma believes in you, okay?
That's so
just
sweet.
Do it and just pass the paper. And eventually, I believe in her words. I did it with second class honors.
Woo.
Second lower.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
And
really sweet.
Yeah, and with that, and without my grandmother's support, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Like sitting here and sharing my mental health experience. What about you, ladies?
Well, before I start mine, I just want to say that it's really sweet of you because, you are very grateful that your grandmother is there with you, and you're also considered really lucky to have your family to support you and all. And I can actually relate to that when you say that you have panic attack, because I just had a mental breakdown just a few days ago. Yes, no kidding. No. And it's a similar issue is because like I was overwhelmed by all the assignments that I have. And to top it off, I have like so many meetings, assignment meetings, club meetings, many things that I have to do. And I also have loads of assignments to be submitted starting next week. Like next week, I have to submit one assignment and I have to do a test for one of my subjects. Yes. And the week after, it will be another assignment submission, and another test. And the week after, it's another 2 assignments. And I haven't even started. Yes, I haven't even started any of them yet. So it is very, very stressful for me. And especially because of the lockdown, I cannot even go anywhere right now to even release some like steam. So it was really, really bad for me. Yeah. But what about you though, Chloe?
Oh my goodness.
Have you experienced
I can relate
anything?
to you. I can relate to you with the assignments because I have about 3-4 more weeks of, I don't know how long the semester is anymore, but I have a lot of things due like the next couple of weeks and it's piling up, and I just had a mental breakdown not long ago as well, so I can completely relate to you. But this is my first year and I started in March, which was the beginning of lockdown. There was like, in the beginning, we all received like letters like, oh, orientation will be on this day. Everybody meets on campus. And then I had the hope of like meeting people face to face. But then my orientation went online and that really sucked. And that gave me big time anxiety because it's so different, like the vibe. As when you meet someone in person, at least you get to read their body language and you can interact face to face. But then through like online, because on Zoom, like obviously first day no one's gonna turn on their cameras, right? Everybody's just gonna be like blank screen with their names on, and I was like, okay, this is how my semester's gonna be. And yeah, I had a couple of panic attacks throughout the first semester, and even second semester not too bad because it was half online, half on campus. But now it's CMCO.
Is it hybrid?
It was hybrid, and then now,
half physical and half online.
Yeah, and then now it's back to fully online. So
great.
Yeah, I talked to my parents about my anxiety and panic attacks, but
were they open about it?
No, sadly, no. Unfortunately, no. They were kind of. They didn't want to talk about it. They were like, yeah, just go do your thing. Like, you're just being like emotional and overly sensitive. And I was like, okay. This is why I never talk to my parents about mental health anymore.
Oh my God. Your parents are very similar to my grandfather. Because he actually was a doctor when he was like during his young age. So, but even though he's a doctor, right, he's not really... he doesn't really believe in mental health issue. He's also the type of old-fashioned kind of guy.
The traditional one?
Yes, the traditional one. So like to him it's like if you have any mental illnesses, you're a psycho. You have to you have to eat medicines and all. And I yes, and I feel pretty bad for Chloe as well because
it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of your beginning of uni
my first
life.
Year.
Yeah, your first year of uni is through online, and the fact that there's so much difference when you interact in real life versus when you interact through online social media. Because you can't really, the vibe is really different. You may say like for example, right, if you meet someone in real life, you get to talk to them more often, kind of know how they are as a person. But in online social media, not really. And it's mostly just text and stuff.
Comments, replies.
And sometimes text can be really misunderstanding. And sometimes it can be really misunderstanding about like we sometimes we text in a very nice way, and sometimes people will like just a miscommunication on that. So yeah, it can be misleading as well between the text. So yeah, physical face to face is way better than text.
Yeah, because with the whole lockdown, when I was stuck at home, and then when I went out and meet my friends, my social interaction skills like just went down from like there to like down, and I didn't know how to talk to people anymore. I was like, do I say how are you? How are you doing? What do I say now? I was like panicking, like, oh no, what do I do? What do I say?
I think this is applicable for all of us actually, because I've been pretty quiet as well already these days, and I've been pretty sad as well these days. So
Yeah,
really.
but I guess we all can find a way to cope with, you know, what we're going through at home. Even though like right now, us all being at home, we don't really have personal space. Even though like, I mean, we have our own rooms, right? But sometimes you can't really. It's different, especially when you're stuck at home all the time. You can't go out in the middle of the day to go get coffee. You have to like make coffee at home now.
You are unable to like mingle around.
Yeah. So before we end this topic, do you guys have any advice or recommendation to give the audience who are listening to our podcast on how to cope with mental health?
My advice would be more open, talk to someone who we trust the most, and it's okay to say, because in the end, by talking out, we become the stronger person who we are. And it's not weak to cry, and it's not weak to shut it out, because in the end, we are all just human. We are all vulnerable. So be open, talk to someone who we trust.
Yeah, and if you're like me, get easily overwhelmed by assignments or anything, you know, normally what I would do at home right now is that I would exercise almost every day to just keep myself active, and also watch some TV shows. You know, Netflix, like everyone else.
Binge watch.
Yes, binge watch. I recently watched Blood of Zeus as well. It was pretty gory. If you guys are not interested in watching gory series, it's better for you not to watch it. Yeah, it may be just cartoon, but it's like PG-18 cartoon, so...
Oh dear.
Yeah, but most importantly, I think this would be relatable to everybody. If you are too stressed and, you know, you can just maybe get some food to eat. Does anyone when they feel stressed, they would find some food to eat?
I stress eat and I stress bake.
I ate Oreos.
Yeah, Oreos. Yeah, so like they call it a comfort food for a reason. You may be sad before you eat, and you may be sad after you eat, but you don't see anyone that's sad when they're eating. Yes. And that's why I also compensate that through exercising. So there's that.
That's good. That it's good to stay active, and also if you have, well, not to say unsupportive parents, but parents who are really like reserved to talk about mental health, hopefully you can find some friends to talk about as well. Because I feel like friends to friends, it's easier for us to open up, and they actually understand what we're going through more than our parents sometimes.
At a peer level, that is.
Yeah.
Because we're on the same level.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's definitely good to stay active, to keep your mind going, whether it's working out, watching TV, stress eating, stress baking, stress cooking, whatever, or doing art, painting. I guess everyone has their own outlet to keep themselves sane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, just if you're feeling lonely and bored as well, just try to occupy yourself by doing things that you like. And even though you're stress eating, please don't overdo it. Okay.
Try to work out. Work out.
If you're doing it too much, then you know what's gonna happen. You know, as ladies, we're gonna call ourselves, I'm fat. Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, so stay active, stay safe. Thank you guys so much for being here on this podcast, and we would like to thank all the interviewees as well.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the end of our episode for our first ever podcast. Woo!
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy listening to our very first podcast. Once again, don't forget to like and follow our Instagram page, SunwayFM, for more upcoming podcasts.
And if you have any recommendation on any interesting topics or any music for us to listen, feel free to drop a message on our social media accounts at SunwayFM.
And once again, stay safe. Make sure you guys follow the SOPs. Wash your hands, keep your distance, and we will also like to thank to all the frontliners out there for keeping our nation safe. So stay bright, stay positive, and keep shining here at Sun FM.
Bye. Thank you, guys.